So the insurance company, what do I tell them and how do I approach them on how do I know what they're going to pay for and what they're not going to pay for?
Good, it's a good question. So in situations, see in property management, it's a little bit tricky because you're managing so many different properties. It's really hard to keep track of the carrier for a specific house, let alone the deductible, what's covered, all the different coverage limits, content, water damage is its own claim, structure is its own separate line in a policy. There's lots of different things. So every insurance company that you're going to come across has a 1-800 claims number.
Mm-hmm.
I would suggest you start there and let them know what happened. They're going to ask those same questions. Is everyone okay? And has the mitigation been done properly on the house? Is it secure? Is it drying? Is it that sort of thing? And then they're going to start getting into the different policy details. So property managers is going to be tricky because you aren't going to know necessarily off the top of your head what exactly is the deductible, what are policy limits on this house, how bad is this going to be, what do we do as far as contents, because our renters have their own separate policy for the contents, things like that. Those are pitfalls that property managers run into when they have to start dealing with these emergency calls, is getting into the nitty-gritty of the insurance coverages, limitations, policy details, things like that.
Right, so I'm an expert in property management, rent collection, protecting the property in general. When insurance all of a sudden pops up, and I have some experience with insurance, but I'm not an expert by any means. So that's not an area that I would be competent, and that's where a property manager or a landlord would hand it over to a firm that specializes in scenarios of this nature, like storms and floods and fires and like Texas reconstruction, right?
Yeah.
And then in theory, we can kind of step back and y'all can communicate with an insurance company on behalf of the owner and the property manager within your certain scope of responsibility.
Yeah, absolutely. So as a property manager, it's not your job to get into the details of the value of the claim that you're filing and all the things going on with the adjuster. You need to be aware of policy limits and the basics in the policy, in the specific policy. But what you want to be able to do is then turn that over to the contractor and the insurance adjuster. And so what people need to realize is that it's not ever a situation where the insurance adjuster or the insurance carrier, they're out to get you. They're out to stick it to you, and they're going to try to cheat you out of as much money as possible. And it's not really ever a situation where the contractor's going to come in and try to trick you into paying more for your coverage, right? We find that it works best when the property manager, the insurance adjuster, and the contractor, us, all work together and collaborate on the project. Is it going to go smoothly? Or I should say, are there going to be unexpected situations? Are there going to be difficulties with the claim? Absolutely. Are there going to be things that come up that we didn't expect or that are different than the scope? Yes, absolutely. But everyone in that claim, the claims work best when everyone is working together to collaborate on the repair project and try to do the best they can and get the work done as quickly and as efficiently as possible. It's never a situation where you have to be worried. You shouldn't ever be in a situation, the property manager should never be in a situation where they're trying to
be a general contractor for
exactly, be a general contractor and also be an insurance adjuster to make sure that they're getting all the money for the claim. Does that make sense?
Right, absolutely. So, I think that's, in my past experience as a property manager, you have things that come up and you have a tenant that trashes a property, or you have a vandalism, or things that we just encounter in the normal course of business on things we need to fix, take care of. We may reach out to a general contractor or a handyman, but in a storm, flood, fire scenario, that's not a general contractor. That's a special type of general contractor that knows what they're doing.
Yes,
right?
the industry term is restoration contractor.
Okay.
That is what we call ourselves. We're not doing new construction. We're not doing remodels, things like that. Our specialty and the specialty of other contractors like us is getting in and working the insurance claim, working with the adjuster, and repairing just the damaged portion and putting it back the way that it was. That's what you are owed for. That's what the insurance carrier owes you for.